shit like that at the airport. That's just a nightmare.
It was bad. Hold on, let me go grab some water, and then we're gonna come down. We're gonna hit play. We're gonna go. We'll have some fun.
All right, cool.
Okay. So I got our audio recording separately. I am recording my solo video. I am recording your solo video. I am recording our duo video. And then I am also recording the actual live stream. Yep, everything is well, that's what I am recording my audio separately. I'm recording my audio separately and your audio. So it's just everything is recorded. Jesus fuck. That silent film was hilarious, bro. That silent film had me absolutely in tears, bro. She did such a good job. I'm very happy with who we.
Oh God, she's fantastic.
She's such a good person. And and it's so funny. She's like, "I'm sorry, I left my laptop at home. I won't be able to finish the rewind recast in time." I'm like, "It's okay."
Oh, so that's why it took so long to get out.
Yes.
Okay, I was because come Friday I start searching all day long because I'm like, and my buddy's like, why do you? Because normally I don't watch myself back over. I was like, well, normally it's just me sitting there talking, and so I know what the video is. I've done it, but with this is what I've always wanted. I get to just film it, send it to someone else, and they make it incredible.
It's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I paid her. So she got paid, so she's paid all the way through August.
The only thing that's bad about this one is there's a point in the video where I'm like, okay, I don't want to spoil anything about the twist, and then the clip she's showing is the twist, and I'm like, well, there goes that.
She doesn't watch a lot of movies.
I know.
You know, and that's what's so funny because when she's like, this scene is literally 6 minutes long, I'm like, yeah, but it's so good. I'm like,
it's the greatest fight scene ever. Could you not imagine O'Shea Jackson Jr. and fucking Ronda Rousey beating the shit out of each other for 6 fucking minutes?
That'll be good, man. I love your picks. I absolutely adore the rewind recast. So I'm trying to figure out something to do, like, I don't want to call it box office breakdown because there's already a box office breakdown. But BC's box office, I need another B.
Yeah.
I need another B because I'm gonna make you another graphic for it. And
Yeah.
and if we decide to do that, we'll do that. But I'm very happy with how that turned out. Then she said there was an issue with like the fucking duo video we did. I don't know if she figured that out or not. But
That's what I was gonna ask too. Is was there no sound on the duo video too?
No, there was sound on it. I think that the video kind of tapped out at some point. Your video tapped out.
Mine did.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know how that worked, but that's why she was like, "This is just the week for technical difficulties." I was like, "I didn't do anything different."
Yeah.
But today I did my mic checks. Mic checks are set. Recording everything. I got the Stream Deck set up, which took me like 3 hours to do. I made all the graphics. I really like the way these graphics are.
Are we going live in 1 minute?
We are. Watch. Boom. Bow. Yeah. Stream Deck. El Gato. And then I got a cam link for my camera, so that should help with my camera. And then if this camera can work, I'm going to send her my webcam. Because she doesn't have a webcam. So I'll use my, because I have a, I have an actual DSLR. But it's pretty old and it kind of sucks. So it's better than a webcam, but it sucks as far as streaming. But I figured out a way around it. So let's see. I'm ready to hit this stream button. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Lando Project, and I'm so glad you be joining us on this fine Sunday afternoon as we break down all the movie news that have gathered over the past week. Me and my compatriots are here to celebrate fandom respectively, and as always, I am joined with the Beast of the Southeast, Mr. B to the C, BC. What's up, big dog?
I mean, I'm not really Southeast at the moment.
It rhymed.
I mean, I'm guessing. Well, of course it rhymed because you had the Beast from the East, Bam Bam Bigelow, one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all freaking time. What's popping, man? What's going on?
Man, this week was pretty tough. So guys, if you guys don't know anything about our channel, what we do is me and BC, we break down all the movie news throughout the week, and then we probably we'll spend some time catching up because that's what we do. And yes, BC, this past week was pretty rough. At my dealership, and I sell cars. At my dealership, we had a gas leak, which was fun. It put me out for about 2 days. It was so crazy. So I believe it was on Wednesday, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday. We had a gas leak. We had to evacuate the building. All the people had to leave. The fire department then showed up. Fire department showed up, scanned the building, and then they're like, all right, you guys can go back in. There's no gas. We're like, okay. If you ever like hit a CBD pen or something, you get like kind of fuzzy. It kind of felt like that. I'm just kind of cloudy. I'm kind of foggy. So we come back into the building, and then we find that the same fire department people that was with us got a call. They had to go across the street to another gas station. That gas station actually was having a gas leak, and it turns out their line was connected to our building, which is where the actual gas leak was coming from. So they let us back in the building whole time. The leak is still ongoing.
Wow.
So when I got home,
you're high as a kite.
Bro, I had a headache. I was dizzy, man. It was bad. And so we went to the doctor the next day, got checked out, and I was just on my ass, man. I'm pretty certain I got poisoned.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was just poisoned. So that was fun. How about you? How was your week? How was your
I mean, I didn't almost die. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I didn't nothing like that. But I have had a hell of a weekend. You know, last weekend with technical difficulties and our silent film, we didn't really get to point out the fact that I was dead ass tired from a bachelor party.
Yes.
And now this weekend, I am dead ass tired from the wedding, which was last night.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, I'm exhausted. And now I've got everyone from the wedding party coming over here in about an hour. And I'm gonna have to be cooking burgers for everybody while they're swimming and having a good time, which I don't mind. I love to cook. I'm always the man on the grill. You know what I'm saying? As long as someone comes over and watches me flip the meat, you know what I'm saying? You can't, as a man, you can't flip the meat till someone's watching. You know what I'm saying?
That's always true.
That's true.
Now they have to watch, but they can't tell you when.
Exactly.
They can't tell you when to flip the meat.
Yeah.
If someone tells you when to flip the meat,
they got to get out.
They got to go, man. They got to go. It's a wrap for that.
You just got to get there and admire the grilling. That's the point. If someone's grilling, as a man, it's your job to go, some good looking meat.
You're doing good. And that's it. Hey, you need a beer?
Exactly.
Do you need a refill? That's your job. You should never disrespect the grill master. For all you
Those are facts. So, I'm excited about that. But
don't disrespect the grill master.
But the wedding was great.
Awesome.
Despite the fact that I continually told my boy I could get him out of there and we could bail. He still went through with the I do's and all that. Dead man walking. He is on his way to the Bahamas right now. So
that ain't bad.
And
congratulations to your friend. And if you're out there watching the Bahamas,
anyone who's followed me for a while knows I had a small show called what did we call it? The Sport Grind, where we were talking sports. I had a co-host, BDJ, Big Daddy Josh. It was his wedding, and that's why we haven't done the show anymore, because he got a fiance and didn't have time to do anything anymore, because she was like, no, you don't have time to go hang with your friends.
See, that sucks. I'm lucky enough to have a wife that begrudgingly this
yes.
show.
Yeah, despite you have all the issues, because not only you had a pregnant wife that's letting you do the show, you have a wife that I used to kick out of every building she ever walked into. Yes. So, the fact that she's like, hey, no, go do a show with BC. You got yourself a good one there.
Well, actually, she heard I was doing the show and she went to the pool today. She didn't want to hear any of this conversation. So she's gone for right now. She'll be back when the show probably is over. But anyway, guys, that's been our week. So yeah, we have some good stuff to talk about today. We got a lot of Marvel news, some DC news.
I mean, we have some stuff. It's been a slower week.
Of course, we got our Ezra Miller week-to-week analysis, right? We got to catch up on the Ezra Miller stuff, but it's going to be a good time. So yeah, you ready to dive on in?
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. What do we have today?
Okay, so yeah, coming off the top, we got some DC stuff. Let's kind of go with the DC stuff, right? And let's just kick it off. Let's just kick it off real quick. I want to get Ezra Miller out the way. So
sounds good.
Ezra Miller, the saga continues in regards to Ezra Miller, and this past week, actually for the first time, not for the first time, but this past week, he was finally actually charged with the felony burglary, right? Criminal.
He was finally charged with something.
With something. He was finally charged with something.
It's taken like 3-4 years for them to finally go, okay, maybe we should charge this kid.
I don't get that. Okay, if he was black, anyway.
Yeah,
Ezra, he's out there. He did get charged with criminal burglary this week. I believe that happened on Monday, and then there was a follow where I believe that the Vermont police, that they were issuing some kind of warrant, or not warrant, but they were trying to go find the woman and her 2 or 3 kids that are at the ranch that he's at as well. And finally, DC spoke up. Well, according to the Hollywood Reporter, DC finally spoke up, and they had a few things to say here. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong. We got a new thing I'm figuring out.
Wait, what?
I got a new thing. I put the wrong thing up. So yes, we have this is coming to us from the folks over at the Hollywood Reporter. They had some things to say about the Ezra Miller stuff. And pretty much what it comes down to is that Warner Brothers Discovery has said that they're weighing three different options right now, right? We have three different options on how we want to take it. And actually what they said was this. They said the focus is going to be how do we make each of these films in general as good as possible. DC is something we can make better. A first, Warner's has received indications that the 29-year-old Miller, whose mother has accompanied the actor in recent days, will seek professional help after returning home to their farm in Vermont after being away. If that happens, Miller, who goes by they, them pronouns, could give an interview at some point explaining their erratic behavior over the past few years. The actor could then do limited press for The Flash, and the movie could open in cinemas as planned. So that's the first option. So the first option pretty much is saying Ezra will go on essentially an apology tour with some limited press for the movie, and the movie will be released theatrically. The second scenario, even if Miller doesn't reach out for help, Warner's could still release the film, but don't expect Miller to play a prominent role in terms of marketing and publicity, nor would Miller be the Flash going forward, as the role will be recast in future projects. Essentially, what they're saying is he won't have anything to do with the press release for this movie. It'll just come out. He'll have nothing to do with it, which I believe is what we all were thinking about. And then the third option that they are considering is the situation with Miller deteriorates further, as if it hasn't already deteriorated enough at this point. But this would see Warner's killing the movie outright, as it could not be reshot with a different actor. Miller plays multiple characters and is in almost every scene. Scrapping a $200 million film would be an unprecedented move. So, yes, that seems to be the three options. Are you surprised to hear about any of these three?
Absolutely not. They all seem like, well, we've been sitting here going, well, I mean, they could either release it, use him, not use him, or not release it. So pretty much exactly what we thought. But if you look at it, we kind of have a optimistic option, more than likely option, and then a pessimistic option. Right. Obviously, I am hoping for optimism. I'm hoping for that positivity. I hope Miller can get the help. And you know how I am with the they pronouns and all that. And I get it. Be you. I'm not good. I'm not going to remember it. I'm going to screw up. I'm just saying that out right now. I'm going to screw up. All right. Sorry. Look, be you. Anyone out there, however you feel, be you. I'm going to screw it up because 37 years of conditioning. That's just how I talk. But Ezra, having Mama around is a big deal, I think.
That's a big thing.
Because I know when my mama come around, I start acting right. I know that for damn sure. Mama, oh shit, okay, yeah. That's Mama here.
You gonna sit your dumb ass on that couch,
bruh. My mama, she's some kind of like ninja or something because she knows like this pressure point in my neck, and I'm just like,
Oh, you mean like the Spock move? The Spock?
Yes, yeah. No, that's what my mama must be a Vulcan because I'm down, bro, down. So if Mama's around, maybe we acting right, things gonna get better. I like the idea of him being the weirdest thing about all this. In the one we're thinking is probably gonna happen. He doesn't get help. They put it out. It says on there going forward, Ezra would no longer be the Flash. It doesn't say that in the positive, in the optimistic idea. It just says he'll be a part of release and all that. It does not say anything about the future. And I don't know if that's telling or not telling, because honestly, no matter what, I don't think Ezra will be back as the Flash. But it is very telling that they did not say that in one of the options.
Well, I don't think that they would necessarily say that because I think with everything, with each of these options, there's always like if this, then this, if that, then this. Like,
Yeah.
if we take this route, then we're going to then take this detour, then this detour. Like, if he makes the apology tour and everyone seems to forgive him, then hey, maybe keep him around. I don't see that.
I don't see that either, but it's interesting that right off that they left. It looks like they're trying to leave a door open,
right?
Or at least leave the door. At least leave the door cracked a little bit, so you can be like, hey, can you see? You good? Sit over there.
It's also very surprising that his mom is there because we did hear. Oh, there were rumors that there were these reshoots happening, right? That they were shooting some things, and Ezra was there for the reshoots, and everyone was kind of pissed off. Like, why was he there for the reshoots? Warner lets him do the reshoots, but the government can't track him down. I guess that's how that works.
Yeah, that's really weird. But again, we got to look at it as
he was just charged,
and we're outside of this situation. We don't know, exactly what's going on. We're knowing what is being reported to us, and there's probably thousands upon thousands of little bits of information that are not being reported to us because we're not actually a part of the situation.
Facts. Now let me do the thing that I normally do, and I start to give you things that I didn't tell you beforehand. It's going to screw up the show. Facts. So there are other rumors, and these are all Twitter certified, so they're definitely 100% real. Okay.
Obviously, if it's on Twitter, it's real.
If it's on Twitter, it's definitely 100% confirmation. If you think if you think Variety is official,
you got to go down to Twitter.
So there's rumors that Ben Affleck has been out on like a reshoot tour, because if you recall,
he was that Aquaman
announced for the Aquaman, and now there's reports and rumors saying that he's actually reshooting essentially the third act of The Flash. That's a new thing that's kind of circulating. I can't find the source for anywhere. It's just been blowing up, and they're saying that Ben Affleck is back, and they're doing a lot of reshoots, kind of reworking the last part of The Flash, because I guess they're removing Michael Keaton out. That's what it kind of seems like. They're removing the Michael Keaton thing out, which if they cancel Batgirl, it would make sense. I don't know.
It makes me sad. That makes me sad. If they're really taking Michael Keaton out, that makes me very sad. Because that has been the thing I'm most looking forward to. I don't necessarily believe this, though, mostly because we know the one thing we know is that everyone has faith in the movie as is.
Right.
Which is the only reason it hasn't been canceled yet, because it is apparently a really good movie.
But if they're trying to reconfigure, wouldn't it make sense that they would go and do some?
But if you already have a really good movie and you have your game plan going forward, why risk screwing something up by changing what you already have if you already have a game plan going forward for releasing it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a game plan with Ezra. So what's the point in changing it if you don't? You know what I'm saying?
I have an idea. I think it has to do a lot with Supergirl, and potentially probably reducing the amount of time Supergirl is in this movie, because I do believe that we're going to get the Supergirl cancellation coming soon. And
is there a movie of I never remember them announcing one.
They announced a movie, but they announced, it's kind of the same thing as Batman 2. Announced but not greenlit.
Okay.
Right? They announced a Supergirl movie with the Sasha Cali. I can't remember her name. With her reprising the role, because the movie was going to end with Keaton's Batman and this girl Supergirl replacing Ben Affleck's Batman and Henry Cavill's Superman.
Mm-hmm.
That's what essentially was going to happen. If they're reworking this ending to potentially close that gap up a little bit, kind of kick the Keaton stuff out, or the Keaton continuation stuff out, re-solidifying Bruce Wayne as being the main Batman in this continuity, because he's already done some pickup shots for Aquaman 2. I think it sucks, but I do think it does make sense going forward. But these are all just rumors. Like I said, we don't know if this is true or not.
No.
This is just all hypotheticals, but I live in the hypothetical.
Exactly, and that's what's fun to talk about, the hypotheticals and all that, and it is very interesting. I I don't see them. I mean, maybe small things, but I don't see them changing much of it. When I look at the 3 options they gave us, it looks like they're going, we love this movie. We want this movie out as is. So we're going to have 2 options that let us get this movie out. And then there's worst case scenario.
Right.
So
what would help a lot?
I think pickups were really just maybe setting something. The only thing I would think they would really worry about is, all right, we got to set this up to be why the Flash is different going forward. That's the only thing I think they would go in and change.
I mean,
and maybe that's just the optimistic version of me. Maybe that's just that power of the positivity coming through, going, no. They want everything to go forward. We're good. We just have to make sure we're set without Ezra in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I think what would help a lot is if DC actually like got someone in charge. You know, it would be
funny you say that.
Funny we say that because we did get reports that supposedly Arrowverse's Greg Berlanti is reportedly being considered for the quote unquote. I just love how they say the Fiege role. I just love how they say that.
Dude, you know what? So I used to get to interview people a lot, and I really love that. And everyone always has a bucket list of interviewing people, or when you're an interviewer, there's people you want to interview. Baby. And I haven't done it I haven't done any interviews in a really long time. Did you say Betty White?
Yes.
She's dead, bro.
I know.
Okay.
I wish I could have.
Okay.
But that's
I want to interview Kevin Feige.
Oh, that'd be great.
Because I want to ask him, dude, what's it like to have people use your name as a noun?
Yeah.
Like we all said, who's the next Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
Who's the next, whoever, and now Feige is one of those people that he's
become Google. Remember how when people would like, oh, I need to go online. Oh, you got to Google it.
Yeah, you got to Google. No, whether you're using Yahoo or whatever you're using. Now I'm Googling something right now.
You got to Google it.
You know what I'm saying?
You need the thing over there. You need a Feige.
Yeah.
Right?
Feige is now a fucking noun. Well, I mean, it's always a noun. It's a name, a personal thing. But, it's like it's a thing.
It's a title.
It's a title now. And it's like you're up there with Michael Jordan, with Muhammad Ali, with Michael Phelps. Like you are the leading person forever in this, in your job title. So now you're in the history. Like you are history. How does that feel, man?
I know he probably feels like, yeah, I'm king of the nerds.
Right?
He really is. Like, after John Schnepp, rest his soul, after he passed away, Kevin Feige then took that as the king of the nerds for me. Until then, John Schnepp was always the king. But yeah, so Greg Berlanti here, possibly leading DC Films. Greg Berlanti, if you guys know him, he created the Arrowverse. He is the godfather of the Arrowverse. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, I really did enjoy quite a few years of watching the Arrowverse shows. Arrow, awesome. The first 2 seasons of The Flash, awesome. I even kind of like Legends of Tomorrow. I thought it was pretty fun. I had a good time.
I love the cast of Legends. They were so good.
I love the cast. That's all I really care about. The plot of that show, I can't tell you what it was.
Nope, but it was just fun to watch them interact together.
Right. So, they're possibly tapping Greg Berlanti to kind of head up this team. Now, and like I said, he's just one name being thrown around amongst many. He is not like the main person that they're looking at right now. There's many people that they are looking at, but he is one of those names, and respectively so. I think that his name should be considered. He has done a universe to an extent. He does have a very good depth of knowledge about the characters. He understands some of these stories. Hell, he's already made the crack at Flashpoint himself. He's already tried Crisis on Infinite Earths himself, Crisis on Earth X. He's already done these things. People are kind of upset because they don't like the scale or the scope of the CW shows, and this is where I like to push back a little bit, because I'm going to tell you why I think that this is honestly a good pick. I think this is a fantastic pick. I don't need Greg Berlanti to make these shows. I don't need him to make these movies. You go hire fantastic directors. You go get great casting directors, and they'll put together the team. You go get a fantastic cinematographer, and you're off to the races. What DC needs is a mind. They need a mind to plan it out.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at Greg Berlanti and what he was able to do over the CW, it's never been done before he did it. He did it mildly successfully with characters that he constantly had to argue with to get licenses for. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't give him the rights to Batman. He had to remember all that. Batman would never be on television.
Yeah,
that was the whole thing. So he never could do that. So he had to make Arrow essentially Batman, right? But he was playing with the leftover toys in the sandbox with a leftover CW budget. With CW directors and actors. I do believe if you give this guy a budget with a team, with everything, that this guy can honestly become, because I don't think he's a Kevin Feige out the box. I think it takes some time to become Kevin Feige. Even Kevin Feige wasn't Feige out the box, right? I think that this works, and I'm honestly very excited. I like what he's done with those shows. And it's surprising to hear this, though, because they did just cancel one of his projects last week. I think he was coming out with another thing, and then they canceled that. But not surprising. It wasn't a bigger project that they were working on. But I think this is a very solid pick. BC, you hear this news about Greg Berlanti. What say you? What do you think? Do you disagree with me?
Well, a lot of people, they're saying, well, yeah, but that's television and movies are much different and blah, and all that different stuff like that. And that makes sense. And I completely get that. But what Greg Berlanti has done was just like Feige does to other people. He says, hey, here's your sandbox. Go make your movie. Right. These are what you can do. Here's the perimeters. Go make your movie. Greg Berlanti was given his perimeters. We are the CW. Do CW. Put a DC paint job on it, but we want you to make CW. And that's what he did. He did exactly what he was supposed to do and did a fantastic job doing it. Mm-hmm. He has executively produced a lot of incredible stuff. He's very talented. He's very smart. He knows his stuff. And I think given the right, given the right budget and given the right authority and time, that is a key point. You can't go, okay, you're in charge. 2 days later, hey, we're also going to add this person who's in charge too. And we're also going to add this person. They're in charge too. You're going to have to work with them. You have to give him his time to let the vision come out. It's my biggest problem with UT right now, the Longhorns, all right? We keep firing coaches every 4 years. It takes 4 years for you to get your recruiting class in there. So by the time they got their class, their staff, their people there, we're kicking them out. We're bringing in another coach and starting all over again. Okay?
Oh, sports talk for you people out there.
So I think Berlanti has a very good possibility of being the guy that can do this. I used to think he'd be good. And they were like, well, there's too much soap opera. That's because it was on the CW.
It's on the CW. And to bring it back to what you were just saying, there was a running back that played for the Philadelphia Eagles for a very long time by the name of Deuce Staley.
Yeah, and he's probably a piece of shit.
He was a fantastic running back. He ended up being an assistant coach for the Eagles for going on, I want to say, like 10 years, 11 years, 12 years with the Eagles, riding it out, and then they never gave him the head coaching position. Now he's working with the Lions right now.
Yeah.
That's what you don't want to happen with a Greg Berlanti.
Exactly.
He has kind of just been the CW guy. Now, they brought in Alan Horn. Just have Alan Horn mentor Berlanti about how to construct it. That's all I think we want. We just want an engineer. That's all we want. We just want the DC engineer, the DC person to, like I said, he doesn't have to sit behind the camera and shoot the movie.
Yeah.
That's not what this is about. This is just someone to put the timeline together, how it's all going to run. And like I said, those crossover events that he was doing on the CW every year they got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is before, was it before the Avengers or before the crossover for them? I don't know. I think it was. But
I don't know about all that. I don't know exactly when it was.
but he was doing it, and I think that he has the chops for it. I would like to see it, man. I want to put a spin. I want to put a positive spin on this. I think that he would be a good pick if you put him with Alan Horn. You got the HBO executive, the Chris Bowles, I can't remember his name, who's been the 140 Emmy nominations in charge of HBO. I think they're promoting him. You don't need to have Berlanti report these individuals, but at least put them in the room and guide Berlanti on how to be a great producer until you could take the training wheels off. That's essentially it. And that's why you got Alan Horn there. So I think that this would honestly work. I would like to see this. But guys, what do you guys think about Greg Berlanti possibly taking over the DC stuff? And also, what do you guys think about Ezra Miller and his the three options that we were given? We would love to hear that, guys. Comment down below. Let us know. Also, hit that like button, subscribe, and share as we kind of shift gears into talking about some more successful Marvel projects. So yes, we do have some Marvel news here that I want to talk about, and these things are totally just rumors. It's all just rumor mill stuff. So we're just going to take it as that. But we have heard that we may know a little bit about some Madam Web stuff. There was some Madam Web news that kind of dropped, and Madam Web has been in production from Sony. Sony is making their Sony universe of Marvel characters. They've released Venom. They have released they're currently, I think they finished wrapping up Kraven the Hunter. Actually, I think that's done. I'm
pretty sure. Yes, it has wrapped.
It's done, or it's close to being done. Shooting.
Have you? Complete side note, but have you gone to see Bullet Train yet?
I haven't.
I really want to hear, because I hear Aaron Taylor Johnson's incredible in it.
Oh, I've heard the same thing, and I really want to watch it. Also, Kimiko from The Boys is in it, and I hear she's awesome. So yeah, we got Kraven the Hunter coming out, and then of course we got this Madam Web, and Madam Web was an interesting choice. I have repeatedly said that I am not a fan of the Madam Web character. To the point where I told BC that I would write a list of 100 Marvel characters that I would like to see before I see Madam Web. And honestly, with this report, if this is true, I will have to take back that bet, because it turns out we're getting a whole bunch of characters that I definitely don't want to see even more than Madam Web. And here's what we
I didn't know where that was going. But that was good.
So we got some stuff here. Like I said, this is all Reddit certified here, and pretty much some people on Reddit, they got some confirmations about what's going on. Remember, this is all rumors. And then pretty much we got a little bit of story details. It says the story has been rewritten many different times, particularly due to the failure of the Morbin Tom Morbius film, and that the writers of said film are working on Madam Web. Dakota Johnson is Cassandra Webb, the first Madam Web. She is clairvoyant. She is a clairvoyant who has 3 spider totems who work alongside and under her. They're specifically referred to as her spiders. Sydney Sweeney will be playing the second Madam Web, Julia Carpenter, with Isabel Marcel set to play Anya Corazon, and Celeste O'Connor as Maddie Franklin. And the villain of the film is a character named Ezekiel Sims, who has many connections with the spider totems, and characters like Morlan Ezekiel is played by Tahir Rahim. So what does all that mean? Pretty much they're saying that we think we know who some of these characters are. So let's kind of go off the top. We do know that Dakota Johnson is going to be in this film, and they're saying that she's actually going to be playing the Cassandra Webb version of the Madam Web. So there are 2 different Madam Web characters. The first is the Cassandra Webb, and that is who they are saying Dakota Johnson is going to be playing. In addition, this is where we kind of get into the spider totems, right? They're saying we got Isabella Merced as Anya Corazon, and I believe that's Spider-Girl. That's supposed to be Spider-Girl, I believe. We have Sydney Sweeney as Julia Carpenter, who is the second Madam Web, and she also played Spider-Woman. She was not played Spider-Woman. She was also Spider-Woman in the comics. We got that. But then surprisingly, they're saying Adam Scott's going to be Ben Parker. BC, before I keep going, I kind of want to stop here. What are your thoughts about, 1, the spider totems, and 2, Adam Scott as potentially playing Uncle Ben?
So I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man is my all-time favorite hero, favorite franchise, everything. I love Spider-Man, all right? That said, I have no idea what the spider totems do.
I don't know either.
Okay, good. All right, cool. Glad I'm not the only one. So I'm like, yeah, the spider totems and these other people, they got a totem. Okay. Adam Scott as Ben Parker. While God, that is perfect casting for a young Ben Parker.
I feel like this is. Remember how we got Hot May?
Yeah.
Now we got Hot Ben.
Okay. Look, this is a perfect casting for young Ben Parker. But I feel like this is Sony once again going, hey, do you remember that Aunt May script we had? Well, let's add it into Madam Web.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought that up because that was my very first thought that I had, especially and guys, I'm so sorry. I should have done this. This is all spoiler talk. If you guys don't want to hear this, I don't know if it's spoilers. The spoilers are rumors. I don't know. You take it for what it is.
What is it a spoiler for? This
I
is
don't know.
all
I
theoretical.
don't know. I was just talking because I saw this. Emma Roberts is going to be in this movie, and the rumor is that Emma Roberts is going to be playing Mary Parker. That's Peter Parker's mother. Peter Parker's mother, and supposedly she's going to be pregnant in this. When I heard this, I thought the same thing you did. Is this the Aunt May script from the 2017-2018 leaked thing that caused everything? You know, the interview.
Yeah.
You know? Is this? Because this is what it seems like it is. Because I know they've had a hard-on for doing this Senator 6, Aunt and Uncle May secret agent movie.
Yes.
Is this where we're going?
I don't know.
And if it is, and now I'm going to ask you, what does your gut tell you?
See, and I didn't know that Emma Watson was supposed to be playing Mary Parker. I thought she was supposed to be playing May.
No, they're saying she's going to be playing Mary.
Okay, that's even more. That's even weird. Ben's sister, yeah.
And she is pregnant with possibly baby Pete.
I don't know.
Do you think she'll remember baby Pete? Does Dr. Strange spell work if the baby wasn't born yet?
Huh?
Will she know her kid? You know, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And she won't know Peter Parker.
I don't know.
I don't know. I was talking out of my ass. But yes. So this is kind of what's making me nervous.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm excited about this because one, I love. I put anything out. You know, I'm disappointed in Batgirl not coming out because even if it's a bad movie, it might still be good. You know what I'm saying? Bad movies can be good. I say it all the time. Super Mario Bros. One of my favorite movies of all time. All right. I understand. Terrible movie. Don't care. Fucking love it.
AVP. I'm right with you, bro.
Boom. So I don't know what's going to happen this week, but the people involved, I absolutely love. Isabella Merced is in. She's the only redeemable thing about Transformers: The Last Night.
Yes.
You know, and she was just a child then. That was one of her first roles, and she was incredible in it. So I'm really excited to see her as she's grown. Instant Family, I thought was hilarious with her in it. She was so good. I'm excited to see more of this girl. She's really good. Dakota Johnson, awesome. Adam Scott, I love Adam Scott. Everyone about the Emma Watson.
It's Ben Wyatt.
See, you say Ben Wyatt. I always think of him from Step Brothers.
Oh, okay. Yep. That works too.
So
and he's great in Severance. He's everything he's done, I enjoy him in.
Yes.
He doesn't miss with me. I like him.
So
here's
I'm on board. I don't want Uncle Ben and Aunt May involved in superhero antics until Peter's around.
Yeah. That makes me nervous. Now, I like the idea that Uncle Ben is a paramedic because I guess that they got set photos and it seems like Dakota Johnson and Uncle Ben are paramedics. Here's where I get nervous, man. It's the same writing team as Morbius.
Yeah.
It's the same writing team as Morbius. And if I recalled correctly, the Madam Webb, give me 1 second. Webb director.
Well, I mean, the good news is Morbius is a classic, and it got two date releases. Like they put it back in theaters because everyone wanted to see it so bad. So, when it's Morbin time, you gotta just keep running with it. You got an all-star crew here. Let's do it.
Yeah, and then the director, I believe that she directed The Defenders.
You better watch what you about to say. You better what? I will come through this goddamn screen. You know what I'm doing right now? I'm getting prepped for She-Hulk later this week. All right, I am really excited. I'm on my She-Hulkathon. Daredevil is in She-Hulk, which we're going to talk about here soon.
I like Daredevil.
But
Daredevil's
I'm watching the Defenders again. I just watched episode 4, the Royal Dragon, where they're just sitting there talking and having food and getting to know each other. And I don't care what anyone says. I love that show. I think it's incredible. It is so fun watching them interact with each other.
It was a miss for me.
No, it wasn't. You loved it.
I didn't. I did not.
You did. Listen.
I did not.
You did because it's fantastic and it's one of your favorite things ever.
Is that how it is?
That's how it is. I'm sorry. Like.
Maybe this is the alternate universe that we're talking
about. There are some constants in the world, all right? Jersey Shore is the greatest show on television. We all love the Defenders. Boom.
Well, I don't know, man. I did. There were moments in the Defenders that I did like. It just, as a series, it did let me down. I wanted a little bit more out of it. I don't know what I thought would have made it better. But it kind of fell flat.
Better
for me a little bit.
villains. I love Sigourney Weaver, but she was. It was. I didn't like her as a villain.
You know what? And I'll tell you this. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have to go back and rewatch it. When I'm thinking about how much I enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I liked Hawkeye, but I don't think I'll ever revisit it unless I'm forced to for some kind of rewatch of some kind. You know what I mean?
God. This is why we are so good for this show, because I absolutely loved Hawkeye. I thought it was it's my favorite show they've done so far. Well, I don't know.
I like Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel is.
Miss Marvel's up
was
there,
good.
Bro. Miss Marvel's up there. So yeah, guys, this is kind of what we're hearing about Madam Webb. I'll be interested to hear what you guys think about if this is true. This isn't confirmed. This is
at all.
This is me scraping the bottom of the news barrel, because it wasn't for much for us to talk about. And I thought it was very interesting. And because if it is true, and if it is true, and Adam Scott is playing Ben Parker, all the ladies and gentlemen out there can rejoice because they got a sexy Ben. You got a hot May and sexy Ben. And now, honestly, you know what? Now I'm pissed off. Why couldn't we have gotten to see this Uncle Ben with Tom Holland and hot May? That would have been dope. But anyway, that's my thoughts on this. I'm shifting gears a little bit to some other Marvel things. And this one honestly shocked me. I didn't think I was going to wake up and see this, but I saw this, and then I told BC about it, and we decided to make this the main topic. And it's about the Hulk, right? Now, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, there was a point in time when Marvel was going to go bankrupt. And they sold away many of their properties to many different studios because they couldn't afford to make any movies. One of those studios that they arranged to deal with was Universal. In this deal, the Hulk and I believe Namor were taken into possession of Universal Studios, and they had the distribution rights for any Hulk or Namor film. Now, that's why The Incredible Hulk, the MCU movie, isn't on Disney Plus, because it was a Universal distribution. That's how you go.
Which I did not realize it was not on Disney Plus until I just went to rewatch for the Hulk watch, and I had to buy it on Amazon.
Right. So if you ever wondered why, this is why. Because that one movie in the MCU, very similar to Sony with Spider-Man, but Sony and Spider-Man have a little bit different of an agreement. Marvel can still use the Hulk in their things. They just can't title anything Hulk. They can't make it the main thing. That's why you got Hulk showing up in Avengers, and Hulk showing up in Thor Ragnarok, and Hulk showing up in all these other She-Hulk. which is crazy that they can use She-Hulk but not Hulk. It's wild.
Right.
But anyway, most of these deals normally revert back to Marvel if the distribution company does not make a film in a certain amount of time. Now, we haven't really been talking about the distribution rights for the Hulk because the last time we did, it was about 10 years ago. We were just told, yo, y'all gonna be waiting a long time, so forget about it. And we did. We all kind of forgot about the fact that the Hulk is a universal thing, and mainly because also Kevin Feige has figured out a way to use the Hulk in their more recent MCU properties. But now, we might have some clarification, actually, because this is reporting to us from the Direct. New evidence reveals when the Hulk movie rights could return. And this just kind of came out to us. And what we got here, they're saying this. They're saying Universal currently owns distribution rights to any movie starring Hulk or Namor in the leading role. It's very important that you guys understand that. It's Hulk or Namor in the leading role, meaning they receive a significant share of the profits. An SEC filing from 2006 notes Universal Studios' agreement to distribute The Incredible Hulk, the MCU movie, under the same terms as a similar deal with Paramount. And this is taken from the SEC filing. It says, Universal Studios has agreed to distribute Marvel's film The Incredible Hulk and sequels on essentially the same terms as those on which Paramount has agreed to distribute the other films financed and produced under the film facility. The aforementioned SEC deal with Paramount notes its distribution agreement for an initial period of 15 years, commencing on the initial theatrical exhibition of such picture. And this was taken out of the Paramount Disney release. Distribution terms: Paramount shall have the right to exercise its Paramount distribution rights with respect to each picture for an initial period of 15 years, commencing on the initial theatrical exhibition of such picture, the initial distribution term. As Incredible Hulk hits theaters in June 2008, the 15-year period indicates Disney will regain distribution rights to the character in June of 2023, at which point Marvel Studios would be able to begin production on a Hulk movie that Disney themselves would distribute. What does this all mean? Pretty much, they're saying that the Universal agreement is similar to Paramount's agreement in that if Universal would have made a Incredible Hulk movie, that then the rights would revert back to them for 15 years. Since the last Incredible Hulk movie came out in 2008, The Incredible Hulk, the MCU movie, the one that's now on Disney+, 15 years would then be June of 2023. BC, you hear all this. What do you think about hearing this? Does this make sense to you?
Makes perfect sense. Sounds right. You know, Hulk has always been one I've tried to explain to people, but I'm like, look, I don't know the exact details. I just know that they can't make a solo Hulk movie because Universal has the distribution rights. So it's always been one of those weird things. I'm like, I don't know how long. Like Namor and Hulk are just out there. So it's good to hear that someone kind of tried to look it up and figure it out. If this is true, that's awesome. But my thought has always been a solo Hulk movie is very difficult.
It is.
Back in the day, mostly because one, no one wants to watch an entire movie of Bruce Banner, but at the same time, an entire movie of the Incredible Hulk is kind of expensive.
Yeah.
You know, now things have gotten a little easier. You can do the Hulk in a whole movie. But the problem is how's the story? Because Hulk's just an angry monster. So what are you doing? Well, now Hulk is intelligent. But he's not as entertaining when he's intelligent. He's funny. He's goofy. But we all just want to see Hulk smash. So what do you do with a Hulk movie? That's very difficult to understand. I like the idea that they're doing now of using him the way they are. I don't necessarily need an Incredible Hulk movie because we already fought the Abomination. What are we going to do? Do I need to see him fight another giant monster? Like, we see that. We get to see that in other movies. We don't need just Hulk. I'm sorry, as much as I love him, because Hulk's my number 2. But I like when he's peppered in places because it works very well.
Well, I would agree that the way that they have used him so far, I think, does work. But I do believe that the way that they've also used him, I just don't like the way that they have used some of him sometimes.
I will agree. I'm totally off of the Smart Hulk. I'm done with Smart Hulk.
I'm off with the Professor Hulk thing. Now, what does this all mean, right? So next year, supposedly, and like I said, this isn't Marvel saying this. This is some nerd out there, one of us, doing the hard work.
Bruh, hold on. I'm just... What does this all mean?
What does this mean?
It immediately took me back to Austin Powers. He goes, whoop-de-doo, what does it all mean, Basil?
Well, God, I was setting it up. Well,
I'm sorry. It popped me, bro. It popped me. I loved it.
Well, so
it's like the finger guns.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, sorry. I totally meant to take you off the topic. Go ahead.
God damn it. So, well, if they're going to possibly start getting the rights back to the Incredible Hulk next year, now let's go back and look at Phase 6. Does the Incredible Hulk have a movie? Is one of those blank slots that they didn't show us? Could that be where we have an Incredible Hulk movie? More specifically, could that finally be our World War Hulk? And I bring that up because if you were watching this week, in the She-Hulk trailer, the Grandmaster's ship is what causes the accident. It appears in the opening scene of this show. The Grandmaster seems to be coming back for his Hulk, for his champion. BC, I'm a conspiracy theorist like the rest of us, and you normally bring me back down to earth. But what I'm bringing this to you. I'm saying, listen, man, it all lines up. It all lines up, BC. It all lines up. It all lines up. Grandmasters are going to be in She-Hulk next year. They're going to get the rights back. We got Phase 6 with open dates. Come on, baby. Can we get World War Hulk? BC, talk me down. Talk me down before I get excited.
Have you read World War Hulk?
I have.
And you've seen the animated series World War Hulk or animated movie?
I have.
Why does he get sent to the planet?
Well, first he has to stop being Professor Hulk and go back and raise.
That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm going. Look. There's no way that we're going to have a new Illuminati go, you know what? Bruce is just out of control. All right. He's got way too many dad jokes. We just can't handle Bruce's comedy now. All right. We got to send him off planet. That's, like, what's the point of World War Hulk if he's not World Breaker Hulk? He's just Professor
Hulk.
Smart Guy Hulk. So I don't think we're getting a World War Hulk because I don't see him reverting back to Hulk. As much as I want Angry Hulk, I think they've moved away from that. The only way they would have been able to do it, I think, is if Nat dying had sent him over the edge after Endgame. But obviously that's not the point because he has been doing everything he can, working with Wong, doing all this stuff. So he's moving on and he's doing good. So I honestly don't think we're going to get any more Hulk. I don't. I think there's a possibility we get some kind of new version or something of a Red Hulk, kind of a new one. Not obviously not Thunderbolt Ross, but something.
That wasn't good enough, man.
I'm sorry. I don't see it happening.
I think it's coming. Now,
I know you do.
I don't think it's going to be Phase 6 though.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be Phase 6.
I don't think so either.
I think that potentially Phase 7, you can do a World War Hulk.
Because
I think after
also,
Secret Wars, you have Hulk. You know what they could do? They could do the division of Bruce and Hulk.
Yeah.
They could do the division of Bruce and Hulk. Where in the comic books, there are times when the monster, Hulk, is taken out of Bruce's body and they're actually looking at each other.
Yeah.
They could do that. I want to see Rage Hulk back. At least before they kill off Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner at some point.
Yeah.
I want to see him back. But I think that they're, and I hear you saying that you don't think it's going to happen, but maybe they're just waiting, man. Maybe that's why we're just now getting a Namor in Black Panther 2, because they've been waiting for the rights to come back, because Universal also owns Namor.
Yeah, but I don't see Namor anytime soon getting his own movie.
What if we got a
but here's my other
Disney
thing.
Plus show? Oh, World War Hulk Disney Plus show.
Here's my other thing. And this is going to go more to whether or not this is all a true rumor or possibility. They've never even used Namor, so wouldn't the 15 years be up?
Yeah, I never understood the Namor deal.
See, that's what makes me wonder about this at all, because they've never even used Namor, so the rights already of Namor should have reverted back.
I thought the rights to Namor did go back. I think this.
I think it's still the same thing. I think it's still the same thing. If they can use him in a movie, but they can't make his movie.
Well, I want to see it, man, because
you know what I want more. You know what I will tell you this: the only thing I like about Smart Hulk, and the only thing I want more than World War Hulk,
took the brain and the brawn in the 18 months in the gamma lab. It's my favorite line. I don't know why.
I want Joe Fixit. That's the only one. That's the only thing. Other than Rage Hulk, the only one I like is Joe Fixit. I want Bouncer in a suit.
Wasn't that
in
the
Vegas.
Weakest form of Hulk though?
Don't care. I want this to be like a straight up comedy. Like, let's just go do. He's just a bouncer in Vegas. It has nothing to do with the world ending, and it's just the life of Hulk as a bouncer. Come on, it'd be great. Make it a series.
I would be curious, man. I mean, why is the Grandmaster back? I thought he was dead, personally. I thought he was dead.
No, I knew he was still alive.
Oh, I thought he was. So yeah, that's our Hulk news. What else do we got? Oh,
my boy.
Speaking of which, we can't leave without talking about this. Speaking of She-Hulk and people surprise cameos, we're gonna get some Daredevil, man. We're getting some Daredevil, and I'm excited because Charlie Cox is Daredevil. But now we've heard that Daredevil's Disney Plus debut won't be as dark as his Netflix show. More specifically, they didn't say this. They said Daredevil will have a lighter tone for the MCU She-Hulk, and this is coming to us from the people over at The Direct. And here's what they had to say. Skip it down about halfway. And it was so fun to be able to do, and we do this with every character cameo from the MCU-ish. We take them from the environment that you know them from, which is a much more dramatic and action-oriented role, much more on the serious side, and we bring them into our world, and they get to play in the tone of She-Hulk. And they get to explore, and we get to see a lighter side of that character. So essentially what they're saying is we're getting Daredevil, but he's going to be toned down a little bit for She-Hulk. Now, when we hear this, some people might cry outrage, because how dare you take Daredevil from his Netflix mature rated glory and tone him down for this punk-ass She-Hulk show that we're supposedly getting. But DC, do you buy that? Do you think that's what's happening here? Do you think that just because they're going to take on a lighter tone in the She-Hulk show, that Daredevil inherently in nature will be toned down? Is that what's happening? Us nerds around the world are crying out with hope and despair. We're worried. But BC, how should we take this?
So Daredevil, toned down to fit the show he's going to be in. crime wave in Gotham. Water wet. Well, no shit. He's going to have to fit in the show he's going to be in. You can't have a completely tonally different character show up in a show and have a completely different tone. He's obviously going to be toned down to fit She-Hulk. And he's obviously, and I don't care what anyone's going to say, it is going to be toned down for Daredevil Born Again as well. I am rewatching all the Daredevil series and Defenders right now. It is not, they cannot do that. And I didn't think about it until I'm watching it now. I'm like, God, there is so much blood. None of it. There's a scene in Defenders where Elektra wakes up from just a bloodbath and it's just blood covering her. She's soaking in it. Mm-hmm. That's not going to be on Daredevil Born Again. That's not going to be in She-Hulk. That doesn't mean that it's not going to be a great version of it. Right. You know, we saw a tone of Matt Murdock already, very small tone, but it fit both Spider-Man and it fit Matt Murdock.
Right.
So I have, once again, we always say it, in Fiege, we trust. Yeah, no shit. He's going to be toned down. This is going to be perfectly fine. He's got yellow in his suit now. He's got to be a little more chipper. When you put yellow and red together, you got to come out there, eat your vitamins, drink your milk, be your Hulk Hogan, say your prayers, red and yellow running wild at you, brother.
No, I definitely agree. I mean, he's going to be in the She-Hulk show. We've already seen kind of what the She-Hulk vibe is going to be. It's kind of more of a comedy, which even though I am personally kind of exhausted with Marvel comedy, Taika Waititi kind of beat that out of me.
I'll give you that.
But I'll take every project on their own. I'm going to take every project on their own, as you should.
Also, Taika Waititi may have burned us out on it, but Miss Marvel was very fun. It was very funny. It was very fun. And it was cute as hell.
Fun. It was. I think this makes sense. I don't expect to see. Okay, also, Daredevil's going to be in Spider-Man freshman year. Do you expect for the same Daredevil to show up?
So I'm off of freshman year. I don't really care about it anymore.
Okay, that's fine.
They made the official announcement that it is its own universe.
Oh, okay. Well,
this is not the 616 Marvel MCU Marvel that we're on. It's its own separate show. I'm like,
well, I think they had to fix that because there was coming about there was starting to be a little bit too many inconsistencies with
that. And that's when I went, all right, I'm no longer interested in this.
But still, man, but still, with Daredevil being a She-Hulk, I do believe that in Born Again, Daredevil Born Again, we're going to get a dark show. But I don't think it's going to have all the gore. You don't need. I think
it's going to be. I think it'll be as dark as Moon Knight.
I think a little bit darker.
Maybe a little bit,
just a little bit darker. Just a little bit darker.
But I mean, they were talking about how we're pushing the limits. I'm like, y'all didn't really push any limits, but I mean, you are a little darker than the other shows.
Yeah,
because the problem is. With the difference between Daredevil and Moon Knight is they're going to show us the action, rather than just the aftermath.
That did get it. Now looking back on it, I kind of wish I would have saw Moon Knight actually whip a little bit more ass instead of seeing the cuts. But no, I'm still excited for this. Listen, here's what I got. I am a fan of Marvel, and you know what Kevin Feige did to me. He said, "Hey, Larry, Lando. You've been a loyal fan. You've supported us when we tried that Netflix venture. Even though it didn't pan out, we're still going to give you Charlie Cox back." They didn't have to do that. But they listened to us, and they gave us Charlie back. We got Vinny D back. You know what? Those guys know how to play those characters. I don't really give a shit what script they got. They'll know how to make it work. They know the characters at this point. I trust them with those characters. And, it is kind of like watching the Black Adam cameo at the end of Super Pets. You know that Black Adam would possibly try to bash Superman's brain in, but they fit the tone of that movie with that character. And it still works. I wouldn't get hyper alarmed about this. I think it only makes sense. You can't have him being it would be pretty funny if he was like the sole guy in the corner, like brooding, and there's like the cloud over him, and he's just the solo person that's just super depressed. That would be pretty funny. But I don't think they're going that route. But then again, you know what? None of us have seen the script.
Facts.
None of us have seen what this character's going to do yet. I want to hold my reservation until the show is out, and then I'll let you know if that tone worked. Because in Kevin Feige, I trust. Kevin Feige is a noun. He's a title now. He wouldn't have a title if it didn't fucking work sometimes.
Facts.
So
most of the time. I'm
not saying that he's hitting 100%. No one can bat 100%. No one can bat 1,000.
Facts.
But Kevin Feige has probably one of the best batting averages out there, right?
Oh yeah, he well above 500.
Well above 500. You know, he's shooting at around an 80 for me. 80% of the times he delivers something, I normally tend to really genuinely enjoy it. The Thor: Love and Thunder, which the more that I think about that movie, the more that it drops. I don't know if that is for you, but the more I think about it, the more that's.
It's gonna be one of those things that I have to watch it again.
I gotta watch it again.
I won't watch it again until it's on Disney Plus.
I don't think I'll watch it again until I'm getting ready for
whatever the next. Whatever the next Thor project is. Yeah, I agree.
That's when I'll do that.
Dude, I'm trying to think about. I want to rewatch the entire MCU. Shield, everything, like all the entire thing before Secret Wars, and so I'm wondering, I'm like, are they gonna put anything in between?
Hey, if you decide to do that, let me know. I'll watch them with you. We can do reactions to them and post them on the channel.
Okay. I don't think you understand the time constraint that it takes to do this.
Well, you said
Secret
Wars.
You got it.
We got 2 years, bro.
No. I'm talking in between Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Like I go see Kang Dynasty.
Oh.
And then in the 6 months in between them, I completely
I thought you meant like, let's start next week with Iron Man. And then we'll talk about it. Guys, this has been the Lando Project. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this fine Sunday afternoon. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Join the Lando Project. It really helps us grow. And hopefully you enjoyed the show. BC, it's always good talking to you, my friend.
I'm not going to lie to you. This is the best part of my week. I'm so happy to come and talk entertainment and be positive and celebrate things because there's so much negativity in the world. I'm just happy to be here and being positive, celebrating fandom on the Lando Project.
Well, BC, where can people find you, man?
You can find me on all social medias at The Grind Calls, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm about to post a brand new TikTok from the wedding, so it's gonna be pretty fun.
Well, man, look, I'm really glad that you enjoyed the wedding, and also nuptials too. What do you say? Happy birthday? Not happy birthday. Happy wedding? What do you say?
Hopefully, you don't get divorced.
Hey, and guys, this has been the Lando Project, where we celebrate fandom respectively, and as always, finger guns. Good show. Was the audio working?
That was really good. I think so. I mean, when I checked.